want to finish my work and I want to find other ways to help people. I just
Yes.
want things to be better. It's all I've ever wanted, really.
I too want things to be better. But the systems of power that exist around us are constantly at odds with making things better. You understand?
More than I care to admit, yes.
I wonder how long you're willing to fight.
You mean for the rest of the life I have left?
Sure.
Until I can't anymore. Until I physically am unable to. And even then, I think I would keep trying. Because otherwise, what was the point of all of this?
Somehow I knew you would answer this way.
Am I that predictable?
No, you are that good. She takes your hands in hers, if you allow her. And
I
she
do.
goes, the life you have is ending. And I know that you have dedicated your life to trying to make sure that the things that happened to you as a child happen to no other child, that families do not have to be burdened with not having the things they need to survive, that we have more sustainable life. And I'm sure you know that there have been many burdens along the way, roadblocks, if you will, or people trying to stop you from succeeding at this.
Yeah.
You have worked hard at this, and I would like to see that work continue for as long as you are willing.
Of course, I don't think there's anyone else I would trust with my work other than you.
I don't think there's anyone else I would trust your work other than you, she says with a smile. And she goes, she looks around the people here, and she stands there for a second, listening, looking. And she goes, what if I told you there was a way to continue your work forever?
I would ask you what you meant.
I mean, perhaps I know a way.
uh, Delaney's like taken aback a bit, almost in a way that's like you could tell on the tip of my tongue rather, is, oh, you have the cure for cancer? Not in like almost in a sarcastic way, but also in just like, do you have the cure for cancer? Like, it's like two different ways simultaneously. Um, but then she thinks about it a little bit more logically. It's like, okay, for me to continue my work forever or for my work to continue forever.
She kind of takes one of your hands in hers. She pats your hand. She goes, that is probably the best question you could have asked. I mean, for you to continue your work forever.
How? I I don't understand.
Delaney, I have learned that death is not the end. I want to show you something, but I do not want you to run away.
Okay. Um,
How? And she kind of laughs to herself. I never expected to do this when my sire asked me. They were not so kind.
Sire? Your father?
That is not exactly it, but it is close. And she
Okay.
goes, I'm going to show you something that you would not expect to see from another person. But it is something that you must see to understand the sacrifice that you may have to make, should you choose to.
Okay. You know, maybe to my detriment at some points, I've always been curious.
And she grabs your hand a little tighter and she says, be sure before you say yes, because this may be your last opportunity.
I think to myself, I'm looking at this intense gaze that Cora has on me, just not dropping my eyes from it whatsoever. And then just thinking, I mean, I'm dying. So I don't think it matters either way, really. And I say, I don't know if I can be sure in the way you're saying, but I do want to know. But it's hard to have certainty when I don't even know what it is.
And she says, that's science. She squeezes your hand again. And then she grabs her bandana and she pulls it off of her head. And in the middle of her forehead, you see a closed eye. It looks like eyelashes on it and everything. And then she lifts her head up and she looks at you, and the eye opens.
Holy fuck. Is that real? How? I I think like instinctively like jolt back a little bit in shock at first, and then the curiosity just immediately takes a hold, like overcoming any sort of horror that I might feel, because it's just like this is fascinating. And then thinking just in my head, like, oh, maybe this is like, maybe she was a twin in the womb, and, like you've heard of like people having like their twins inside of them still growing at times, like teeth and shit like that. And so she's like, I wonder, like, just thinking this in my head, not saying this out loud, just like maybe it's that, like maybe, but what does this have to do with immortality? Like, what does it have to do with like me being able to continue my work? Like, but oh, it's it's a beautiful color.
She goes, thank you. That was not the response that I was expecting, but the rest of your responses I did expect.
I don't want to be rude, but how is that even possible?
She goes, I am a vampire. That is not the word that we use for each other, but it is the word that you would understand.
Now, I should say for the audience too, but Delaney looks like the kind of bitch that if she you would believe that she was a fucking vampire. Like she's like Victorian goth mixed with like a little modern goth aesthetic, like very much like Morticia Adams like type beat, right? So she's like absorb these words and it's like okay, in her head in my head. I've read a lot of fucking vampire lore. Like, yes, I love science, but I also love the vampire shit and all the like creepy horror, whatever shit. I, I in all of the vampire lore that I've read, I've never heard of them having a third eye.
Yes, I understand. There's not very many of us left. We were hunted and killed by other vampires. So the lore behind us is somewhat lost.
Why were you hunted?
That is a long story, but one that I hope that I get to tell you at some point.
I is everything just hit me at once. Just I think I look for a bench and I like sit down on it just because it's like
There's no
having
bench.
the
She took you out
there's no
to
bench. Oh,
nowhere,
we're like
essentially.
we're
Yeah.
like not even on campus anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Nowhere. Gotcha. Okay. I okay. This week has been a lot. Um, okay. Vampires are real.
yes.
And I'm not hallucinating.
No, you are not.
Okay. Okay. I you know what? Fuck it. I have like 6 months to live. Maybe a little longer. I
She goes, she looks at you and she says, 3, if that.
3. So I have even less time than I thought. I
She's like, I can
okay.
see, well, technically, I can tell what's going on inside of your lungs. What are you thinking, Delaney?
It's just racing thoughts. Like the logical part of my mind trying to like like figure this out on like a scientific level while like the other side of my mind is just like just it's so many conflicting racing thoughts but like kind of circling around like the idea that's been buried inside that I can keep if I if I'm still alive, I can keep working and I can make things better for everybody. It's like this is whether or not this is like a delusion brought on by the like cancer meds or whatnot, like completely unsure.
She goes, yes,
But
you can keep working.
I'm I'm sorry. Can you read my mind or am I just that transparent?
Surface level thoughts.
Surface level thoughts. Okay.
I'm trying to
Um
prove a point more than anything else.
no. Um
I do not mean to be super intrusive. It is just often hard to believe, even with your lying eyes. She points at her forehead.
I okay. Can you show me?
Um, what would you like me to show you?
I mean, surface level thoughts. But at the same time, we've been talking all this, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to doubt you. I just am trying to get my mind to wrap around all of this. And so, you know, science-wise, in an experiment, you're looking for some kind of result. and I would just like to see something vampiric, I guess. I don't. Is that insensitive? I'm sorry.
It is not. She goes, hmm, let's see. I have an idea. If I want to do something, but I need your consent.
Yeah, of course.
And she's holding your hand. And she goes, this is going to hurt for a moment, and then it will not.
Okay.
And she grabs your hand, and you feel cold. It feels cold. And you hadn't noticed before how cold her hand felt until now. And then after a moment, you don't feel your pain meds. You don't feel the meds in you at all. And it sucks. Your lungs burn and they hurt. And then after a moment, she holds your hand again and you feel almost a warmth come from her. And then it spreads throughout your body. And it feels better than the pain meds because your brain isn't foggy. You are thinking clearly for once. And she goes, I have the power to harm or heal. For this example, the medicines that you are using are something of a poison while also being something curative. I've removed those from your body and then provided you with something a little bit more temporary, but also curative.
I I have been unfocused all week, not just in your class. And also I'm really sorry about that. Um, but I feel like myself again.
Unfortunately, I cannot heal that what has taken your lungs, but I can make you feel better for a time.
I I think it would be too perfect if you could cure that. Okay. Thank you for showing me and for making me feel better, even if it's for a short time.
Delaney, I believe you already know what I am going to ask you, but ask you I must. I said that death is not the end, and I mean that. I am an unliving creature. My heart no longer beats. I must feed from the blood of humans or animals to survive, though it is much harder to survive off of animals. I offer this to you as a cure in some ways, but as a tremendous burden in others. Because you must understand that while you continue on, everyone that you know and love will not. And you will carry that pain with you for as long as you can remember. There's also one additional burden that comes with being one of the clan of the Salubri.
I like look up at her eye.
You got it in one. The eye is part of it, but the other part of it is that many of the other vampiric clans find our blood to be particularly delicious. If one is to bite from one of us, we must be ready to stop them at all points. We are not welcome in all places. But we have something that the others do not have: a little bit more heart. We don't have to have that. Much like any human, we can choose to be as awful as we want to be. But I am choosing you because I think you are better than them. I believe you are special. And I am also bringing you into a world that is horrible, that will be filled with pain. I cannot even promise they will let you live after I embrace you.
Oh,
I want you to walk into this with eyes wide open.
and I appreciate that. Um, I think Delaney I take a moment to think about it, and like it is a very daunting ask. But when Cora mentioned that she'll be bringing me into a world of pain, I just can't help but think the world is already painful. This would just be maybe different. And this part I do say out loud. I think I would rather die knowing that I made a choice for myself than die letting what's in me eat me away from the inside out. I've fought and studied and worked so hard to get here, and I'm not ready to go yet. I know that's selfish, but it's only for the sake of others that I want to keep going.
This is why you are here, and no one else. I I have heard stories from others like me who were forcibly taken and forced into this state of being. My sire was not exactly as kind as I'm being to you, but he was indeed a gentleman. But he is no longer around, and you are. And I do not want your brilliance to die. And she starts to cry. And when she starts to cry, she's like, I want to see you succeed. You are my student, and I would like to hope that you would be my friend. And the eye on her forehead starts to cry, and her eyes start to cry, and it's all tears of blood. She's kind of wiping them off because she's trying not to embarrass herself.
Yeah. I've I've always considered you to be my friend. You've been there for me and have taught me so much, and I have always appreciated our time together. And I would like to keep learning from you.
And you will. And she goes, and she Lets go of your hand finally, and she grabs her bandana and she puts it back on her head. She goes, I would not embrace you here, though the lights of the stars, the few that we can see, are beautiful. I would prefer to have you somewhere where it is a bit of a more controlled environment. Uh, do you have any pets?
Um, I just have a lot of plants.
Okay, excellent. I would not want you to eat your pets by accident.
Oh, no. Um, I would have liked to have a pet, but I knew that it would wouldn't have a good life with me not being able to afford care. So I have plants.
She's like, then shall we go to your home?
Yeah, sure. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I hope it's fucking clean. I can't remember. I've been in a brain fog this whole fucking time. Did I put my camp stuff away? Like, but still pointing in that direction.
And she kind of walks you to her car. And she's sitting next to you, and you can tell that she knows what you're thinking, but she is not assholish enough to just start answering your questions that you have in your head without you actually asking them.
She could definitely hear in my head, like, oh my God, did I clean up? Oh my God, it's gonna be so embarrassing if I didn't. Like, this is just like such mundane shit, but like sometimes like there's been so much that's happened that it's just like this is normal right now, It's like, oh my God, please let it be clean in there. I don't remember. It's just been such a brain fog lately. And then a pause. It's like, fuck, she can hear your fucking thoughts.
You see her smile once you say that, but she doesn't
Shit.
say anything.
Yeah. It's like, fuck, 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 fuck. Okay. Calm down. Delaney. Be relax.
Um, there's a moment when you go to the car and you get into the car. She drives off, and then she drives into like towards your neighborhood, and then she kind of does one of these, and she stops the car, and then you see her open the door, and then she's gone. You can't like she's just there, and then she's poof, and then she comes back, and she's holding a large raccoon that is maybe dead, maybe knocked out. She kind of puts it in the back seat gently, and then she goes, "Food for later."
Okay. I've had worse.
Hey, we can talk about feeding from humans later on, but for now,
Oh,
eh,
I'm s- I'm sorry. I was trying to make a joke.
ah, I'm sorry. I am also nervous about this too. Um, and you can tell she is. She is like death gripping the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Uh, but she gets you to her place, and she goes, "Please tell me if you've decided to change your mind."
I I haven't.
Okay. And then she goes to her trunk, and she has cardboard and tape and
Oh, for the
some
windows.
cloth. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So I listen to a lot of true crime. I would like for a brief moment I was just like, okay.
Those stories are not even close to the worst things that could happen to you.
Comforting.
Then she realizes what she said. She kind of catches herself and she's like, "I'm sorry."
It's fine. I know that you know that I trust you. So, I'm not I'm nervous, but I'm not afraid of you.
She goes, "As much as I would," and then she just stops and she goes, "Thank you." She waits for you to open the door, walks in the door, and as soon as you walk in and you let her in,
Mhm.
she is celerity all around the room, putting up the stuff, closing up the windows. She's like, "Do you have any cameras?"
Uh, yes. And I like a little reluctantly take her to like my little camcorder.
Oh, she goes, "I did not mean that kind of camera, but
Oh,
yes,
oh, what kind of camera?
I meant like CCTV recording constantly."
Oh, no, it was on my wish list. Um, but
Got
I
it.
haven't bought it
She
yet.
goes, "This is nothing to be ashamed of."
Oh, you misunderstood. I'm not ashamed of this at all. But I also know that this kind of work comes with a lot of stigmas that I just don't ever feel like dealing with.
Yes, from stupid people who do not
Yeah,
understand how the world works.
100%. And I didn't think that you would judge me, but it's just like kind of an instinct to protect myself. But
I understand.
I'm not ashamed of what I do. I actually enjoy it.
That is good. I think we should enjoy our work.
I mean, it helped pay for my schooling, so I definitely enjoy it.
I will make sure that is taken care of, provided situations work as they will. But your apartment will no longer be of worry. This is within our territory.
Okay.
I understand that I'm speaking words that you may not completely understand. Territory makes sense, but not entirely with context.
I can kind of gather from the context clues, you know.
Yes,
Maybe
you're
don't
smart.
I don't fully understand, but like I can get the idea.
Yeah, we tend to use the word domain, but it's never mind. Where would you like this to happen?
Um, I guess maybe on the couch or if you're comfortable on my bed, just to be comfortable.
The bed is fine.
Okay.
She walks to your room. She looks almost as nervous as you do. And she goes, "Okay, so I'm going to bite you. I'm going to drain most of the blood out of your body to your near death. Once that happens, I am going to cut myself and you are going to drink from me.
Okay.
When I bite you, it will feel painful initially and then better than sex. Better than the best sex you've ever had. Not like mediocre sex with bad men."
I mean, it's you know.
But it is part of our charms, I suppose. Um, but I must ask one last time, do you consent to me turning you into a vampire? A kindred? To become one
Uh,
of the undead?
Um, I think in response to that, Delaney just sort of like removes like the choker that she's wearing.
And she goes, "I was going to bite your arm."
Oh, I mean, wherever, you
This is
know.
this is fine. This
Um,
is fine.
but yes, I consent and I trust you and I'm so curious.
And she sits down next to you. She's a little smaller than you are. She grabs you, turns you towards her. She looks into your eyes. She goes, "Okay, okay, I can do this."
Yeah.
And then she
I
brings
think
you in. Okay, go ahead.
I think Delaney like kind of like reverts a little bit back into like that very like, you know, being a part-time sex worker is like soothing the client like you you're going to be amazing. You can do this.
And then she brings you close, she tilts your neck, and she bites. And it is exactly how she describes. It feels amazing. Even though you can feel the life draining from you, this is so much better than the life draining from you through every cough with blood coming up, every rattle of your chest, the ache, the pain that comes with it. This is, for a moment, bliss. And you even almost wonder, is like, well, if I died like this, it wouldn't be so bad. But as you feel your heart beginning to stop and your eyes start to roll up in the back of your head, she goes, oh, I must stop myself. And she goes, she cuts into her hand, and she goes, drink. She puts it up to your lips.
I think, you know, just feeling the life drain from my body, having that thought of this actually is maybe the best way to go. But then I feel that first drop of blood hit my lip, and then another. And every part of my body is so parched and thirsting for something to hydrate me. And I weakly clutch onto her wrist and hold her wound to my mouth and let it sort of just flow down my throat until I have the strength to hold her there for longer.
And we fast forward. Delaney, you are behind a curtain. You've seen other people be called out here so far. And Cora is looking at you. She goes, you have this. We've talked about this. You understand what you need to do. Do not let her
Yes.
intimidate you, though she is quite intimidating. You deserve this power that you have been given. Speak to what you want to accomplish. Speak to the things you are capable of doing. Trust that you're right. I do not believe I made the poor choice in you.
I will prove that you didn't.
Please address her with the proper respect.
Yeah, Prince. Fuck. Prince
Evelyn
Devereaux.
Devereaux. Yes.
Prince Devereaux.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Okay.
then you hear a voice go, presenting child of Dr. Cora Hartland, Delaney Ashford.
And I step out from behind the curtain.
You see a line of other young kindred out here.
I quickly look at my peers, maybe see a couple faces that I recognize, but then I focus on the prince.
Finally, we have Delaney. I'm sure you've heard that we've asked the same question to all of those who have come before you.
Yes.
You are the last. Do you have any idea why you're the last?
If I had to guess, Prince, um, I would assume that it's because of my clan.
She's taught you well. Yes,
Yes.
it is because of your clan. You and her and there's one other in the city, but are the only Salubri alive that we know of. I do not wish to see the end of your clan. However, I also do not wish to have someone incompetent running across my city and causing problems. You have an eyeball in your forehead. You are a walking masquerade breach ready to happen.
Yes, I understand that.
So, as I've asked the other, tell us, Delaney Ashford, PhD student, or Honey Delight, why should you be allowed to exist? And that is where we're going to end this episode. You'll get a chance
Ah!
to explain yourself later.
Oh boy.
Thank you all for joining us for this prologue episode of Philly by Night, The Monster Within. I have been your storyteller, Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice. That is where you can find me around the internet. If you look for Dimples and Dice, you'll find me. I'm going to let Fair tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi everybody, I'm Farron or Fair. I've been Delaney Ashford, your newly minted Salubri. You can follow me on socials at Fairbear, mostly Blue Sky, Instagram, and Twitch, where I do stream 3 times a week. And yeah, just keep an eye out on my socials. That's where I post go live notifications. Well, Blue Sky mostly, to be honest. Blue Sky notifications, or go live notifications, stream schedules, things like that. And other projects that I'm going to be in. This was amazing. I'm like buzzing.
Yes, thank you so much. Please subscribe to the YouTube. That is where we'll be posting episodes. Generally, we have those up on Fridays, so do check us out. We split those in parts if you're watching on YouTube. So if you want to catch us live in full episode without being cut off, please watch us live. Do that. It's a smart thing to do. Please subscribe. Toss a coin to your Witcher. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it. That money goes into the production of the show and paying for the cast, that sort of thing. We try to make this better. I would love to get some artwork to go along with the player characters. That would be phenomenal, but that would all be funded by you because your boy ain't rolling a coin. So with that said, make sure you're following my socials. I am going to be going live on Friday over on Trooper SJP's channel for me being a player in a Martian cowboy sort of game. It's been
Cute.
fun. It's a new game. The Wandering DM is developing something that I think is really cool, and I think it's a new system, and it'll be dope. So come watch us do that, and I'll have more stuff to come. I think Fair will as well.
Yep.
But be
Oh,
on the lookout.
maybe it'll be the two of us together on the screen
Maybe.
again.
You never know.
Maybe, who knows?
But thank y'all so much. We are going to get out of here, and we're going to go raid. What are we raiding?
Pandora Macabra, who's
Pandora
playing Dragon
Macabre.
Age,
Pandora's dope.
Veilguard.
Show love. Hit that follow button if you like. That's it for us. Have a wonderful night. We out.